Hey, let's talk about this. What's holding you back? Oh my goodness. What's holding you back from living the life that you've always wanted to live? What's holding you back from you reaching your dream life? What's holding you back from having the best life you've always wanted? Let's talk about this right now. So, do you really want it that bad? It's always going to be the question I'm going to ask you. What's holding you back? And do you really want it that bad? Because if you really are being held back, then I have to ask the question, do you really want it that bad then? So that's going to really make the difference as far as though, from where you are to where you want to be when we look at what's holding you back. So let's just really delve into what's holding you back possibly in your own life and what I've seen in other people's lives and what we can do about it to make sure that no matter what, you can move this thing forward and you can blast past any barriers that you have. You can have the best life ever. It can happen for you right now. Okay, but you got to watch to the end. Watch the video to the end because this is where it's going to make the big difference for you. Watch it to the end because we're going to give you some real good tools to use to make sure you push past any barriers that you have, okay? It's not going to be a long one. Just make sure you watch. It's important, okay? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, subscribe to this channel, like the video, share it. We love you guys. We appreciate you. We're so grateful that we have you as listeners. We love having you. So let's rock this thing. Here we go. So number one thing here is this is you don't really actually believe that you can have what it is you want. You don't actually believe you can have what you want. You don't believe it at all. And the reason I know you don't believe it is because your actions are what dictate so much of what you do. If you really believed you could have it, your actions would show that you could actually have it. You would start doing things right now, today, to get you where you want to. If you really believed that you could have what it is you wanted. So the problem here is you lack belief. You lack belief that you can actually have what you want. And if you don't believe it, I guarantee you're never going to have it. As if what the mind can conceive and believe, you can have whatever you want. I mean, that's just the bottom line. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. I mean, we can go all the way back to scripture, start using scripture as, to really get you to think about what you think about, what you believe about is going to determine actions you take, which will in turn determine the results you get. So if you don't really believe it, you're never going to really have what you want. You got to change that belief system. You got to change those limiting beliefs and believe that you can have more and be more than you ever thought possible. But there's a couple of reasons why you probably don't believe you can have it. We're going to go to this next one. Now think about this. What I'm about to say is going to really hit home for most people because most people never really believe they can have the life they actually want. And that's sad. You can definitely have the life you want. All right. So why is that? You have low self-esteem. Even those people who look like they have the best self-esteem ever tend to have low self-esteem. You only see a facade. You only see what they allow you to see. You see just this idea of a person, but you don't really see the real them internally inside. You don't see what's really holding them back. And the number one thing that I've seen is that low self-esteem. Is you may really want it, but you don't believe you can have it. And a part of it is because your self-esteem is so low, it's how you look at yourself. How you look at yourself determines so much of what you're going to do in life. Think about the girl or guy, they want to go date somebody. They see someone they think is really cute, and they're like, oh my God, I want to talk to them so bad. But they don't do it. Why is that? Because they see themselves as less and not worthy of that conversation or that person because they don't think they're good enough. Their self-esteem has been battered, destroyed in many ways. And in many cases, your self-esteem has been destroyed through life, circumstances, relationships, your upbringing, and so many different things. And having a low self-esteem is truly going to be one of the biggest things that destroy any good thing you have in life. Because if we don't learn to kill this low self-esteem and build our self-esteem as people, we're always going to stay at the bottom level of something. We're never really going to push past these barriers. All these things that you want in life, these dreams that you have, you're always going to sort of just look at them and say, I wish I could have had that. I wish I really could have had that. Because you can have it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can have whatever you want in life if you're willing just to do a few different things. But let's keep going on the whys of what's holding you back. So we talked about you really don't believe you can have it. And part of that is because you have a low self-esteem. We're going to go to the next one. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself that you'll do what's necessary to get what it is you really want. You don't actually trust yourself to follow through. You don't trust yourself to complete what you started. So therefore, because you don't trust yourself to do it, and you have a low self-esteem, and you don't really believe that you can have what you want, you don't actually take any action and do anything to get you any closer to your goals. Or if you do start getting closer to your goals, that old pattern of what you heard your whole life, you'll never be any good. You're never going to be good enough. You're always going to be a loser. You've been a loser your whole life. All this negative shit you've heard your whole life starts kicking in, and you start believing the negative shit versus believing the positive shit about your life. Because, dude, chick, you can have the best life ever. You don't have to live stuck in that mindset of what everybody else thought of you. It's time to rise up and believe something fucking powerful about yourself, that you are amazing beyond anything you've ever imagined. This is the key to having the best life ever. You can have what you want. You don't have to be held back, but you got to believe in yourself. You got to trust yourself. You got to trust that you are more than you think you are. You can be better than what you are, that your life can be better than where it is right now. Trusting yourself is key to long-term success. It really makes a big difference. All right, so let's keep going here. So we know we've talked about, you don't really believe you can have it. You talk about you have a low self-esteem. You don't trust yourself. Now, why? But why don't you trust yourself? Let's go to this next one. This is the big one here. You lack the confidence. Holy shit. You lack confidence to do what it is you want to do. You're not confident that you can actually do it. This is part of that trust thing. You lack the confidence. And part of that confidence is you don't feel competent enough to do it. So therefore you lack the confidence. Competence in your life, the more you learn, the more you know about it, increases your confidence in being able to do something. So if there's something you want to do, there's a dream that you have, learn as much as you possibly can about it, learn everything there is to know about it. And all of a sudden, just like that, your competence level has been raised, which in turn raises your confidence level. This is going to make a huge difference in your life. So you take someone who's a public speaker. Public speaking, they say, is the scariest thing for most people. But why is that? In most cases, that's because they're not confident, but also because they're not competent. They've never taken the time to really study what they have done or to really prepare for what they're wanting to do or the speech they're about to give. That is the big problem that most people have. They lack the confidence because they've never prepared themselves to be better for that moment. The key here is this. What's holding you back can be moved out of the way. We can kill those barriers. You should be preparing yourself always to be the best version. And we're gonna talk about that in a minute. It's going to make the difference for you here in a minute. Like I said, watch to the end, because we're going to get to that point and you're going to be like, holy shit, this is what works. Okay, so check it out. So you lack the confidence because you're probably maybe a little incompetent in some areas. So therefore you use that as your excuse to not have any confidence, but we're going to move you past it. All right. So what's the next one? You're afraid of failing. Everybody has some fear of failing at some point in their life. This is normal. Don't beat yourself up because you're afraid of failing, because being afraid of failing is just another part of life. It's no big deal. So start getting used to failing and being okay with failing and see failure for what it really is. It's not a bad thing. It's an opportunity to learn how to be a better you, how to be better at what you just failed at. You look at it and you measure it and you say, okay, well, look, this is why I failed. These are the areas that I failed. These are the areas I was successful in. So therefore, I need to change this, this, this. And all of a sudden, now your failure becomes a success because you've now learned. You either learn or you win. You never really lose, as long as you keep trying and you keep evaluating what you're doing and why you're doing it. This makes the difference for you. So stop being afraid to fail, because the only reason you're afraid to fail in most cases is because you're afraid of what others are going to think about you. That's holding you back more than probably anything else in the whole world, is what others think about what you're doing. You give too much of a shit about what other people are thinking. Holy cow, that's destroying your life. That is one of the number one destroyers of lives, is we care so much about what others think. I've had to overcome those same things. so many times over in my life, to feel incompetent, to feel like an imposter in so many ways. I've had to overcome the same things as you and everybody else. When they build something new, they try something new, they're trying something different. They were afraid to fail because they were afraid of what others were going to think. People say, "Oh, I don't care what others think." Well, you absolutely care what others think. I can guarantee you, I could take you out for a whole day and show you all the different ways you care what others think. You say, "No, there's no way." Absolutely, 100%. Very few. The anomalies are going to be those who just don't care. Most of us were not those anomalies, not yet at least, but you can be. You can become that. All right. So next one, you feel like an imposter. Well, you feel like an imposter because you don't know enough. You don't feel good enough. You don't feel worthy enough. You don't feel like you're the right person. You don't feel like you have what it takes to really do what it is you want to do, where it is you want to be, what it is you want to get out of life. You feel like that imposter, and that imposter feeling is debilitating. It just fucking sucks the life out of you. And you feel sometimes like, I'm just not good enough. I'm just not there yet. And we let that destroy our dreams. All these feelings. See, it's our feelings of how we see ourselves, the feelings, the emotions, see these feelings and these words. So we've used the word of low self-esteem, belief, lack of trust, no confidence. All these words are dictating these emotions that you have. We need to change how we're using words and use words that just empower us to be who we want to be. Like you can say, I'm a confident person. I believe I can do anything I ever set my mind to do. You can. And I'm telling you, you can absolutely do that. That's 100%. The problem is you stay stuck in your own way. You're always stuck in your own way. And that's what's destroying your life. That's what's keeping you from getting your dreams. That's what's holding you back. So I ask you the question, do you really want it that bad? Because if you really want it that bad, you're going to have to get uncomfortable doing some things that maybe you've never done before. And oh my goodness, I have been there and done that. And it is a scary, scary thing sometimes to realize that in order for me to get past what's holding me back, I'm going to have to get uncomfortable and do things that make me afraid. You say, but I have anxiety. I understand it. I had anxiety. I had anxiety for many years. I was scared to go outside. I had agoraphobia. I had all those things. It was fucking weird and crazy that, like, where did this come from? But I had it. And I learned to kill it and to crush it and to press it down and to destroy it and to realize that I am stronger than that. You're stronger than that. You can have the best life ever. You can do this. So listen to me. You've been stuck in your own way for way too long. You've been holding yourself back and nobody else. So I'm going to ask you this question. Do you really want it that bad? Finish this video. Make sure you finish this video to the end. Do you really want it that bad? I'm hoping you just said yes to yourself. Because if you really want it that bad, I want you to write those dreams down. I want you to create a plan to reach those dreams. I want you to do whatever the hell it takes to be uncomfortable to get you where you want to be. So we're going to say, what do you do now? So what do I do? Here I am. I'm ready to make the change, make the transition from being the person who holds myself back to being the person who just chases my life, chases my dreams, becomes the very best at what I do and what I want in life. So what do I do? Are you ready for this? Number one, you're going to do this. You're going to start being bold and being vulnerable. Have you ever heard the quote that says, fortune favors the bold? Fortune favors that person who's willing to do something so bold, so outrageous, so crazy, to stand out. But when you do that, remember this, you're going to become vulnerable instantaneously to everybody else's ideas of what they see in you, their thoughts about what they see in you, their thoughts of what they saw. You make yourself vulnerable, and you have to realize it's just what they think. And what they think about you, guess what? Does not matter. What matters is, what do you think about you? What do you think about yourself? Because how you see yourself is going to be the one dictator that just changes everything about your life and where you go in life. So number one thing we're going to start doing, we're going to start being bold. We're going to look for opportunities to be bold and realize it's going to make you vulnerable, and that's okay. but start being bold every day. I want you to practice this being bold thing, okay? Roll them shoulders back, stick that chest out, put them arms up, feel powerful, feel bold, feel excited, feel loved, feel enjoyed, feel just empowered and confident. Start being bold. Realize that this is the first step to your greatest successes in life, is you being bold. Next one is this: take risks. Lean into the uncertainty of your life. Lean into being uncertain of not knowing what's going to happen or where it's going to go or how it's going to turn out. Start taking risks. If it means just taking tiny little risks, start with tiny risks that you've been afraid of for so long. Start with these small things that have held you back, and just start small. Feel that bold power rising up inside you. You say to yourself, I am a bold, powerful, confident individual. I can do whatever it is I want to do. Affirmations are great. You feel yourself, you tell yourself that over and over, everything, and then you start acting that. Because when you act, you tell yourself, and then when you start acting it, you solidify it within inside of you, and you start being that person. You start believing you're that person. You start having what you want in life. Take the small risk and realize that there's always going to be uncertainty in life. There's never real security. Security is a farce. It doesn't really exist. It's just a lie. But the truth is that there's always uncertainty. So start taking those risks and realize the uncertainty is never going to go away. But in order to get what you want and stop what's holding you back, you have to be willing to be bold and take some risk and allow yourself to be vulnerable and be okay with some uncertainty in your life. All right, next one is this. See the value in yourself. So when you look in the mirror, you're looking right at the damn mirror. You're saying, damn, you look good. Damn, you one good looking girl. Damn, you one handsome dude. This is the key here. Start seeing the value in yourself. Start looking in that mirror and say, you are one confident person. You are one confident man. I am a confident woman who can do anything in the world. I'm a confident man who can accomplish every single goal that I set out to accomplish. Start seeing the value in yourself. Remember this, you started being bold. Oh yeah, you've allowed yourself to be vulnerable. You've allowed yourself to be criticized by people because you're bold and being vulnerable. Remember, what they care, what they think about you doesn't matter. It's their business. That's not your business. You've allowed yourself to start taking risks. Oh yeah, the light's starting to get better. You're starting to see the light. You're starting to see yourself get to where you want to be. You're allowing yourself to lean into the uncertainty of life and realize how powerful that is for you. Now remember this, now you're starting to see the value in yourself. You're starting to push value deeper into you. And people are going to start following you. People are going to start loving. They're going to start looking up to you. They're going to start like, who is this person? Who is this person? I got to be a part of this life. This is going to make a big difference for you. It's going to make a huge difference for you. We always say your closest friends are going to be what makes the biggest impact in your life. And this is part of seeing value in yourself, is you may need to start changing your friends. You may need to start changing your groups that you hang around with. You can stay friends with people, but the ones you really hang out with and who are part of your inner circle, your inner life, who you share your dreams and your goals with, make sure those are going to be the ones who are pushing you and see that same value in you as you see in yourself. And they're going to force value into you on top of what you're putting back into yourself. This is huge. All right, last one here. Are you ready for it? Be an action taker. You decide to be bold, to be vulnerable, take risk, lean into uncertainty, see the value in yourself. Now you're just going to start taking action. You're going to start putting it all forward, because none of this matters if you don't do this last part, which is just take action. Because when you start taking action, everything that's ever held you back is now gone. It's going to fucking disappear just like that. Your life's going to change and it's going to be so much better. I mean, I'm telling you, I get so excited when I talk about this because I was that person. I know what it is to be the person being held back by my lack of education, by my lack of knowledge, by my lack of not knowing enough about what I wanted to do. But I had to realize I had to push forward and do it. That's why I've been able to start 5 different businesses, been able to write 3 books, and been able to do everything I've ever wanted to do in life, travel everywhere I've wanted to go in life. That's the best part about it, is you can have the best life ever, but it's up to you. Be willing to be bold, be vulnerable, take those risks, lean into uncertainty, see value in yourself, and be that action taker. Being that action taker makes all the difference in the world. So what's holding you back? Let me ask you a question now. What's holding you back? Nothing should be holding you back at this point forward. You should take this video, listen to it every single day, and make sure you move yourself to a place in life to where it's going to change you for the better. So proud of you guys. Thank you so much for listening, guys. This is Eric Rios. I'm so excited you're here. If you ever need help, I always put my cell phone out here, 314-591-0479. Send me a text. I'm here to serve you at your highest level, to help you grow, to grow yourself, to grow your business. And you can become part of one of our mastermind groups or whatever it is you want to get involved in. We want to help you grow into the best version of yourself and be an action taker and have the life you've always wanted. Thank you guys for watching.